Ooh, what's up all you out there in YouTube space? Welcome back. Today we got something new for you. Today I'm gonna do my first tier list video, and it's only natural that I start out with my favoriteest archetype in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! The pots. So today we are gonna be ranking all of the pots in the pot archetype based on, how good their effects are. First up, you already know we're going pot of greed. I mean, really isn't much debate. S tier. Draw 3 cards. That's the effect. No, that's not the effect at all. The effect is draw 2 cards. No backlash, no balancing. Just draw your cards. I'm going in no particular order. So let's do Pot of Extravagance. Pot of Extravagance effect is at the start of your main phase 1, banish 3 or 6 random face down cards from your extra deck. Face down. Draw 1 card for every 3 cards banished. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot draw any cards by card effect. So Pot of Extravagance, we're gonna put... I feel like Pot of Extravagance is A tier because there's some backlash, but it's not like, for instance, it doesn't stop you from special summoning, which is what you really want to continue doing at all points in time and space. You just want to continue to spam the board. Next up, we're going to be doing Pot of Duality. It affects read, excavate the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 of them to your hand. Also, after that, shuffle the rest back into your deck. You can only activate 1 Pot of Duality per turn. You cannot special summon during the turn you activate this card. I'm gonna say just because it has that effect that stops you from special summoning, it's like a B. It's a B. It could be a low A. There's no B plus, but yeah, I don't know. I gotta feel like I gotta put that at a B right there. Next up, we're gonna do Pot of Riches. Pot of Riches effect reads: shuffle 3 pendulum monsters into the deck from your graveyard and or face up from your extra deck. Then draw 2 cards. You can only activate 1 Pot of Riches per turn. You cannot special summon the turn you activate this card, except Pendulum Summon. So, to me, honestly, Pot of Riches is S tier. Pot of Riches is S tier. Only because it's like you would only play this in a pendulum deck. And in a pendulum deck is pretty broken. Like, there really isn't much side effect. It might as well be Pot of Greed. Next up, we're gonna do Pot of Avarice. Pot of Avarice effect reads: target 5 monsters in your graveyard. Shuffle all 5 of them into the deck, then draw 2 cards. Well, y'all already know where this is going. That's S tier. Like, there isn't a drawback. There isn't a drawback to that card. It's S tier. There might not even be much C, D, or E tiers. We're gonna see as we go through. Next up, we're gonna do Pot of Acquisitiveness. Target 3 banished monsters. Shuffle all 3 into the deck, then draw 1 card. You can only activate 1 Pot of Acquisitiveness per turn. I gotta put that one higher. I gotta put that one up there with like Pot of Extravagance. Gotta be A tier. Alright, next up, we got Pot of Dichotomy. At the start of your main phase 1, target 3 monsters with different types in your graveyard. Shuffle all 3 into the deck, then draw 2 cards. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this card. Pot of Dichotomy. I think that's, again, I mean, unless it's restricting, like the fact that when the pot has like you cannot special summon, that automatically makes it B tier. Like, in this current format of Yu-Gi-Oh, you need to be able to special summon. You don't necessarily need to be able to have a battle phase. That's not something you really need in this current format of Yu-Gi-Oh. Next up, we got Pot of Prosperity. Effect reads: banish 3 or 6 cards of your choice from your extra deck face down. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, any damage your opponent takes is halved. Also, excavate cards from the top of your deck equals the number of cards banished. Add one excavated card from your hand. Place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. You can only activate one pot of prosperity per turn. You cannot draw cards by card effects the turn you activate this card. I don't know. I see pot of prosperity on the, it's like a B, because it also limits your ability to draw more cards, and you have to pay such a hefty price. I'm gonna put that as a B tier. That's a B tier. All right, next up, the newest pot that I didn't know existed until very recently. Pot of the Forbidden. Effect reads: flip. You can activate one of these effects. Draw 2 cards. Return all spell and trap cards on the field to the hand. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Look at your opponent's hand. Also shuffle 1 card from their hand into the deck. You can only use the effect of Pot of Forbidden once per turn. I already know how I'm putting this, John. I already know. It's E. It's E. And I'm gonna tell you why it's E. It's because this thing is a flip effect monster. Not only is it flip effect, it's a level 9 flip effect monster. We got Pot of Generosity. Effect read: returns 2 cards from your hand to your deck. Then shuffle your deck. I already know where that's going. That's E. That's E. What are you doing for me? Nothing. I mean, I lost cards in my hand, and I had to shuffle. I don't see why you would want that ever. Alrighty, so I forgot about Pot of Desires. The effect reads: banish 10 cards from the top of your deck, face down, draw 2 cards. You can only activate 1 Pot of Desires per turn. I don't, yeah. Yeah, it's gotta be this. Yep, that's gotta be S tier, because it's like, you know, even if I give up the 10 cards or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Like, I'm good. I can draw 2 cards, and I mean, there's no penalty. I can only activate it once per turn, but that's still 2 cards. I mean, that's it. I mean, the worst thing that can happen to you is you accidentally mill the card you didn't want to. But really, if you do that, then you probably shouldn't be running this card. I don't know, you know? But yeah, there it is, the complete list. All right, guys, I'm eager to hear what you think about my list, so comment down below what you think about it. Also, hit that like and subscribe button if you like the video, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and by the way, go check out the next video. This will appear right here.